Hey fellas, it's Jaffe. Welcome to Gaiden Games. It's July 30th. Let's talk about video games. What are you playing right now? What are you buying? Shh. What are you playing right now? I'm playing a lot of things. I'll tell you what I'm playing, then we'll get into the news. I've returned to playing Cyberpunk 2077. I love the game. I've loved it from the beginning. Is this going to be the time I finish it? Maybe. Hopefully nothing will come along to knock my wind out of my sails, but I am once again loving it. Most immersive game. Well, no, let me rephrase that. The most immersive game I've ever played is Kingdom Come 2. This is the most enjoyable, and I like Kingdom Come 2, but this is the most enjoyable immersive video game I've ever played. Love it. Started playing Grounded 2 yesterday. I don't know how long I'll stick with it. I really like it. It's really polished, as would be expected because it's a sequel. Played the first one a little bit, liked it as well, but I like this one a lot more. It's very, you've been there, done that. It's the typical thing. If it wasn't for the setting, it would just be a really well-polished survival game. The fact that it's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is always a lot of fun for me. So far, so good. Will I stick with it? Will I finish it? Probably not. But so far, especially because it's on Game Pass, I didn't spend a dime, except, totally digging this game. This is a demo I'm playing right now called GODBREAKERS. It's on Steam. I've just gotten into it. I can't recommend it yet. I just want to say, though, that the controls of the character in the tutorial, which is really all I've played, are sublime. He controls so great. He is a joy to just run around the screen. So if you're just curious about such things, even if the game doesn't hold up, and there is a rogue element to it, I'm so over rogue games, but I'm going to play the whole demo, make a decision, tell you about it on the next show. But if you're just like going, hey, you know what? I wonder what Jaffe thinks is a really well-controlling character, play the demo for Godbreaker, because this guy's cool. He controls awesome. There's a big update for the game Tiny Glade. I bought this game, I played it for a little bit, and I loved what it is and what it promises for the future of level design, game creation, emergent, real-time level generation. And it is fun, it is cozy. I played it right when it came out, and it felt too tiny. Like I didn't have enough place to build, but it looks like they've expanded that significantly. There's a lot of new features now. There's a lot of new colors and steps and cosmetic elements. Again, this isn't really a game. It is it's kind of like a video game version of like building a little diorama, basically. But it is very relaxing. It is very beautiful. And I am going to get back in and try the update and see if I can really vibe with it now that they give you a bigger space to build. The bigger space may have been in the original game as well, but maybe I just didn't play it long enough to open it up, but I don't think so. It was very claustrophobic. But looking at this, it seems like you're able to build a pretty big, nothing like, open world big, but like a nice size little train set for yourself. So this is gorgeous. And then you can drop into first person and walk around and everything. So imagine this mixed with Dungeons and Dragons. That's coming one day. It was supposed to come from, these guys, the guys who run D&D, what are they called? Wizards, but they canceled it. Whatever. I played the beta of it. It was fine, but nothing like this. So I'm interested. I'll be playing this. Maybe I'll stream this pretty soon, but this is the new update from Tiny Glade. Tomorrow on this very channel, we will be live streaming the Battlefield 6 open beta announcement. A lot of people are hoping, including me, that will be live tomorrow, so hopefully we can play it. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. I'm more of a Call of Duty guy, but I like the setting. I like how it's inspired by the movie Civil War, so you get a lot of sort of fighting in your own backyard. I don't like how big the battles are. I know that's kind of one of its selling points, but it seems it's a little bit too much for me. I'm more interested in the narrative and if they have some sort of smaller battle multiplayer maps and whatnot. But we will see. I want to get in there and give it a shot. See, that looks cool. I like the idea of fighting in the streets of New York. Andrew Wilson, the CEO of EA, came out today and said, hey, we're not going to charge $80 for this. Now, obviously, it's a service-based game in the long run, like Call of Duty. So after you spend your $70 to buy the core game, there have been leaks of like some of the skins. I understand that in order to make this game work, they're going to have to get more than your $70. And I appreciate that these guys are trying to make it so you're not buying the Beavis and Butthead skins or the Cheech and Chong skins or the Jay and Silent Bob skins. And it's more military. And I think that's a strong way for them to go in terms of their brand identity. I don't necessarily think any of these skins would make me care about buying them. I mean, in Call of Duty, I have some crazy skins and I adore them. And I get that it's not you know, you don't want to really be on the battlefield dressed like this, but it's not real, which means, yeah, I'd rather be this guy on the battlefield. But since it's a game, I ain't dropping $5 or $10 or $50 for this guy. So I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be able to stick to their guns on this. But anyway, we'll know more, at least a little more, about the gameplay tomorrow. We might even be playing it tomorrow on this very channel. Some PlayStation fans, a lot, I don't know, I don't think so, but some vocal PlayStation fans are still upset about the job listing that came out, very clearly suggesting that they are going to be expanding, putting PlayStation first-party games on Switch 2, Xbox, PC, mobile, blah, blah, blah. And somebody wrote a letter. Somebody wrote them a letter. They didn't like it. They wrote to PlayStation, said, come on now, you knuckleheads. And PlayStation wrote back and said this: while we continue to explore new ways to grow and evolve the gaming ecosystem, we are committed to preserving the unique identity that PlayStation represents. As we have in the past, we will always listen to feedback from our community, including valued players like you, and ensure that our decisions are aligned with the experiences you expect from PlayStation, which basically means nothing. And I put a little note here for myself that says, how much does this sort of brand loyalty matter to a company? I don't really know. I understand that if you are a fan of PlayStation, they want you to keep buying PlayStation. That's because the games are good, the hardware's good, it's dependable, customer service is good. But this is kind of a niche of brand loyalty now, right? Where the number of people that are really concerned about the optics of, oh, you'll be able to play Spider-Man 2 on the Switch 2. I don't like that because why? Right? I mean, I could be wrong. Hit me up in the comments, but my guess is it's a tribal fanboy thing. And again, tribalism has its place in PR and marketing, but I don't think it has enough of a place, because if it did, they wouldn't be doing this, because they know they're going to kick that little hornet's nest. I just think it's a really small hornet's nest. And clearly we haven't seen any degradation in sales for Sony since they've brought some of their games to other platforms already. So I think we're going to see more and more of this. The ad did say after the first year. So you're not going to get Ghost of Yote. Somebody got mad at me because I was saying it wrong. Yote. You're not going to get that game in a year on any other platform, but you will get it probably eventually on Switch 2, the new Xbox, PC, blah, blah, blah. So I think Sony's response, they probably didn't even need to respond, but yeah, what are they going to do? Not do this? I mean, we'll see if it hits sales, but I don't think it's going to. Check out this guy, Ron Moore. Ron Moore of Star Trek fame and obviously Battlestar Galactica fame and Outlander fame. He is the new showrunner on God of War. As Comic-Con was raging over the last weekend, he gave a bunch of interviews about a lot of things, including his take on the Amazon series God of War. It's been greenlit for 2 seasons already. I have a specific take on this given my history with the series, but I'm not very excited by it. I don't like that they're following the tone of the current games. I think they're too somber. I think what's really fascinating about it is that it's clear, at least in my mind, and I think even Druckmann has said this about Last of Us, but I don't know if Corey has, but it's clear they're swimming in those waters of wanting to sort of be HBO prestige TV. So they made their games, and now HBO and Amazon and Prestige TV are making shows based on their games, based on the tone of their original shows. And it's like, it's just, it's heavy, somber. So, he did say in the interview that it's not all going to be that. They're still going to have a good adventure. So, we'll see. Atreus is going to play a big part. I think that is fine, because I think they'll be able to write him different and cast him different in a way that he's not so annoying and it's not so sort of one note sort of thing. But the Norse stuff doesn't excite me. But anything now, scale is so easy to come by in entertainment now that, oh no, look, it's the giant, whatever, the worm or the snake that comes out of the sea, or it's Ares. It's just some big thing. Every freaking show has that now. So the kind of, oh, look, you get to see a guy fighting mythological creatures. Been there, done that. Can it be great? Of course. Is this guy a great showrunner? Of course. Corey is involved. I'm sure that will be very helpful as well. And maybe it's going to be awesome. But nothing he said in these interviews this weekend made me go, I wasn't interested. Now I'm interested. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll watch the first episode out of curiosity, but I would be surprised if I watch any more, unless it's staggering. Kind of reminds me of like Lord of the Rings on Amazon. It feels like it's going to be one of those ponderous, long shots, and isn't it? Meaningful. Shut up. As anybody who watches the live streams will tell you, I'm old. I'm 54. Fuck you. I'm 54. But the point is, to a lot of people who watch this stuff, I'm old. Fine. I'll own it. I'll take it. Nothing wrong with being old. The point is this. There's an article in The Guardian talking about how, listen to this, adults over the age of 50 represent nearly a third of video gamers in the United States. A third over the age of 50 are gaming. And it's not just little Candy Crush games, it's games. RPGs, shooters, blah, blah, blah. I only bring this up just because I'm really curious about, just like in other media, adult contemporary music, you've clearly got shows that are made for people who are getting older. Movies are sort of a subgenre of that as well. I don't know if you do that with video games the exact same way. Like if you start saying, hey, let's make an action game, but for, maybe those are boomer shooters, but those are still difficult. I mean, you're going to have to adjust the difficulty as reflexes get worse. I assure you, it's true. But I wonder if just also thematically, tonally, mechanically, are you going to see a grumpy old men video game? Not specifically, but a game. You hit me. What's up? I did? Yeah. Oh, they're forks. Sorry. That's okay. How are you? Go lay down, please. You need. I'll take them out. You need Tylenol? Okay, shut my door. I'll take them out. I'm not saying there's going to be a grumpy old man video game, but something like that, right? Something that says, hey, maybe. Interesting thing is, I don't know if older people are going to have more time or less. Are they like, oh, we want to go back now to 200-hour epic games? Or are they going to be like, look, I'm 50, I'm 60, but I'm still living a life. Could I solve this in one night? So I don't know if the actual landscape and design is going to change, like we see in movies and other mediums where, people rush in to fill that need. Or if it's going to be like, let's just put when I was in games, it's very sexist, but, it wasn't meant to be. I guess it just was. You don't know what you don't know. We called it girlfriend mode, which was super easy mode. So you could play with your girlfriend. I know. Maybe there'll be like old person mode. We won't call it that in the game, but maybe that's as simple as it'll be. But I don't know. I think there's a real potential here at a development standpoint to do some really interesting stuff for this audience that clearly is not losing interest in gaming, which I love just at a conceptual level. That's wonderful that you don't grow out of games. I never thought you would, but that was a lot of people. Hey, why are you still playing video games? Well, fuck you, because that's why. GamesRadar has put up their Hot 25, the list of the games they are looking forward to the most coming in the next year or two. I thought it was interesting rankings here. Let's go through a few of them. Now, it is nice to see, certainly out of necessity, of course, because, big AAA games are fewer and further between every year. It's nice to see some indies on here. Directive 8020, the new game from Dark Pictures, they put it 24. I am interested. Now, they just had a bunch of layoffs, and I hope that doesn't reflect badly on maybe how they think this title's going to do. I like the company. I like their previous games, and I'm very curious about this one. Baby Steps is number 23. I played it. The demo's out. I think it's still up. It's a fun idea. It's probably going to be a great stream game, but after about 20 minutes, the novelty wore off for me. Karen is 21, which is this demo is out as well. A really cool climbing game where you're having to actually control the hands and feet. Very, very cool. Number 20 on their list is a game called Out of Words. It's pretty cool. I haven't played this, but people say that did play it. This is another it's not Joseph Ferris, but it's another really cool co-op game. It's all stop motion. I guess the characters can't speak, so communication, the way they have to speak to each other and communicate with each other is a big part of the game. Looks very cool. It's on my radar now, thanks to GamesRadar. Pragmata from Capcom is number 19, which I think looks very, very interesting with the mechanic of the girl sort of solving little action mini games while you are shooting. Mixtape from Annapurna, I am very excited about. Now, a lot of the key Annapurna people are gone, and this has been in production for a while. They just put out that Cycle World game, which is not getting very good reviews. So I hope that the absence of the people like Nate Gary and the folks that used to run that division, Deb Mars, I really hope their absence doesn't reflect poorly on the game and that it was already far enough along, because I've loved the trailer. I love the music. It's kind of like a 80s nostalgia trip meets What Remains of Edith Finch, two things that I love very, very, very much. Dying Light the Beast is number 16. Hearing really solid, good things about that. Never a big Dying Light fan, but this is a more self-contained action-adventure shooter in that world with the parkour motion. I'm curious. I'm interested. Blood of the Dawnwalker looks very, very, very cool. Bunch of the guys from CD Projekt Red broke off and made this about a guy who I think is like half vampire. And there's a really cool time mechanic. Pokemon Legends is 14. Not for me, but I know people are thrilled and excited. Borderlands 4, I'm curious about, I'm excited about, I guess. I have never been a big Borderlands guy, but all the previews have been really, really good for this one. I hate to use the tropey and triggering it's a return to form, but my understanding is that this is quite a really good version of Borderlands. And so I will probably be picking it up if the reviews match the previews. Silent Hill F was amazing. The trailer that they dropped at Keeley's last show, very excited for this. This, out of all these so far, this would be much higher. I would say Mixtape and Silent Hill F are in my top 10. Outer Worlds 2 is 11. Okay. It looked fine. I haven't played Avowed. A lot of people say that the story's okay, but the gameplay in that game is great. And so maybe they're basing their excitement off that. But from what I've seen and played from Outer Worlds 1, it's fine. It certainly wouldn't be this high for me. Metroid 4, Prime, Beyond, whatever. I'm not anti-Metroid, as a lot of people will tell you. So far what they've shown for this doesn't look that great, but I'm sure it's going to be great because it's Nintendo. But, The Dusk Bloods. I don't even know what that is. Oh, yes, I do. This is the FromSoft game for Switch, which I guess is just another multiplayer co-op, PvP, PvE. No, thank you. Not for me. But hey, if you're excited, great. I love FromSoft. Bloodborne and Elden are my two favorite games of all time, or certainly in the top 3 of all time. Fable has been delayed. There's not much. I don't know why you'd be excited about this, because they haven't shown anything. Visually, sure, I guess, but they have it at 8. Delta comes out this month, Metal Gear Solid Delta. This looks fantastic. Super, super excited for this. First Light, yeah, I would put this and Delta easily in my top 10. The 007 game, still not entirely sure. I've read a couple of different takes on this, that it is going to be open world sandbox Hitman, and then I've read some other takes where it's like, no, it's more of a linear cinematic thing. The trailer certainly made it look that way, but that could just be because it's easier to sell a game that way, at least at this time period. But yes, I'm very much excited for the new 007 game. Ghost of Yode, they put it number 5. I'm excited for this. Love the first one. A lot of people seemed underwhelmed by the presentation State of Play last week or 2 weeks ago. I thought it looked great. And, I wouldn't put it as high as 5, but it would certainly be in my top 12. GTA 6, of course, that's probably like number 5, 4 for me. They have it at 4. Number 3 is The Witcher 4. I get it. I was never a big Witcher 3 fan. Like I said at the start of the show, I like Cyberpunk a lot more. But now that I've kind of really open world simulation style systems-based games have probably become my favorite genre. And so I'm going to be giving this a lot more time than The Witcher 3. So I am very much looking forward to this. Hollow Knight Silksong, I've never played the first one. Everybody says it's great. People are excited. They're going to be showing it off for play this month at Gamescom at the Xbox booth. So we'll see. I'm sure it's justified if you've played it. Probably should give it a play. I probably should play the first one, at least the first few hours, and see what the big deal is. And then their number 1 is Resident Evil Requiem. I would not agree with this. I love Resident Evil, one of my favorite series, maybe my all-time consistently loved series, and I am excited for this, but nothing they've shown, like I would say you can only be excited because you love the series, but there's nothing about what they've shown that's like, oh my God, this is, I think the trailer for Silent Hill F was substantially more interesting and unique and exciting than the trailer for Requiem, but I'm still there. But that's their top 10 list, or top 25 list. Do you agree? Is something missing? That's my big question. What's the big thing that's like, dude, how could you forget X, right? Is there a big Nintendo game that's been announced? I don't know. And obviously we're going to see a bunch of new stuff at Gamescom as well. So a couple of new games I want to bring your attention to that just came out or will be out tomorrow. Reviews have started dropping. The biggest one, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, is sitting at an 86 Metacritic. I played the demo of this. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I am very happy to hear that the final game is tuned like the demo, because obviously Gaiden has a very earned reputation for being hard as nails from the old 2D games as well as some of the 3D games. And this one, I'm sure there's a very punishing mode if you're into that. But this one, it sounds like from the reviews, it's tuned to be a lot more, not gin pop, but it's tuned to be a lot more fair and a lot more clear about how to get good at this game. So the demo, I think, is still out, but regardless, this comes out tomorrow and I will be getting it and streaming it. I'm very excited for this game and very excited that the reviews are as good as they are. Super bummed about Lord of the Rings, Tales of the Shire, sitting at a 59 on Metacritic. It's not good, is what they say. Here's this guy, Canslone, playing right now. I love cozy games. I love cozy kind of world building games like this. I love The Hobbit. I love The Shire. I love what this game was supposed to be about, but apparently the loop is just not very compelling. The character creation and modification, not just visually, but sort of how you grow your character, is not very compelling, which is really too bad. I mean, I hope that whoever made this, it doesn't turn them off from trying again, or it doesn't turn the Tolkien estate off from trying again with something like this. It's published by Private Division, or at least it was originally. I know that they shut down. That was the 2K kind of not big enough to be AAA group. And Weta Workshop, I guess, developed it. I'd like to think that the love of the brand, and maybe that Private is kind of gone, and Weta, I assume because of Peter Jackson, has a lot of money, and maybe they could actually get the rights to this and just keep it going and kind of pull a cyberpunk kind of thing, where clearly there's a desire for a lot of Hobbit fans and Tolkien fans for this kind of thing, but it's just not there yet. And so it would be great if this is a game that, like, in a year's time is like, holy shit, this really turned the corner. But right now, not so much. And then I wanted to show you this. The Drifter is sitting at a Metacritic of 84, user score 9.2. I played the demo of this. It is a point and click game, which I usually appreciate, but I never really get into. The pacing's too slow. The demo, at least, and it sounds like for the actual full game itself, is not paced that way. It really moves you along. It's not a very long game. It's very well done. It's a lot of fun. It's very interesting, great narrative. They have kind of a narrator over it, which I only played the demo, but it does something really interesting when there is kind of a narrator telling the story in past tense. I don't know if it's that it maybe makes the game easier because they've kind of embedded hints in the narration, or if it just kind of helps things flow and it doesn't just, I never had an experience with it like a lot of other point and click games where I'm just wandering around forever going, I don't know what to do. What do I click on? So I haven't bought it, the final. I will buy it. I will be playing it. I might stream it, but this is out now. And again, the reviews are fantastic. 8.4 for the critics and 9.2 for the fans. So not too shabby. You remember this game, UFO 50, came out end of last year. Great reviews from the critics. I think it's like sitting at a 9. It's like sitting at a 91. User score, obviously a little lower. But this was the game, if you don't remember, that was about this old NES-style console that had been lost or forgotten, and you get to play through the life of it with 50, not just little mini games, but genuinely compelling and long form games. Some of these individual games, 5 to 12 hours, right? So they really tried to basically make 50 NES games, and according to the people who really played it and spent some time with it, they succeeded. Wonderful reviews. A lot of people assumed it. I don't know if it hit the Game of the Year nomination point, but a lot of people assuming it was one of the games of the year last year. But I don't hear anybody ever talking about it. And I'll show you, this is my play of it. And anything that's sort of red or highlighted suggests or shows that this is what I've played. So all these grayed out carts or disc or whatever are games I haven't even opened, right? And as cool as this is, to me, it feels like one of those things that conceptually speaking was very, very strong. But they probably fucked up by making these games non-linear and allowing you to play whatever you wanted at any order, because it really is at least from what I could tell, there's not like a meta. Yeah, you can collect things and all that stuff, but if they would have said, look, you have to solve these 4 games in any order first, and then it opens up these 5 games and it gives you powers to go back to find Easter eggs that open up these games, or there was just some kind of goal sitting on top. I wonder if it would have done better, or maybe just take the 20 best games from this thing and just release them on Steam and console as like $5.99 titles. They have to be thinking of that. If they're not, I don't understand why they're not. It would probably do a lot better. It's not that I don't think this is a very cool idea. It is. It is a beautifully cool idea. It's just one that I think doesn't really, there's not a market for it, other than kind of people who are just interested in cool ideas in video games. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, do you think if this came out and they released individual titles instead, or they did put up some kind of linear-esque structure, would it have done better? Or were you not interested before and you're still not interested? Let me know. Real quick, let's talk about some other geeky things that aren't necessarily tied to games. For example, movies. The Bad Guys 2, which is new DreamWorks movie, credits say the film may not be used to train AI. Don't worry about it. No one's going to. I mean, I know a lot of people are upset about AI. Fine. I know a lot of people, and there are things to be upset about it. And there are things, in my opinion, to love about it. But I appreciate that if you're one of the AI art haters, great. But DreamWorks has always, it's like, I don't know, man. I look at this and I'm like, really? I mean, they have a right to say that, but their designs have always been so generic and so wannabe Pixar that it's like, okay, you didn't have a computer scrape the data, but you were as, if not more influenced than a fucking AI bot with your designs and a lot of your stories. So it's, to me, it's just funny that this demand is coming from one of the most vanilla creative animation companies on the planet. But I needed to share that with you. What about this? You excited for Weapons, the movie Weapons, about those kids that go vanishing, horror movie? 100% Rotten Tomatoes right now. Now, right now, and this comes out next week, I think, August 7th or the week after. Right now, it's like Cinema Blend, IGN, Inverse, Dextero. So a lot of it's like internet reviewers. Those tend to be higher more often than not with genre movies than like once the kind of, established critics like New York Times come in. But they're off to a really, really good start. And the trailers look great. They just put out this clip yesterday, which is kind of creepy. There's this lady who I guess is the teacher whose kids have vanished, and she's being confronted. And then suddenly this guy just starts Naruto running at her. And I'm not trying to be funny or clever when I say Naruto running. That's what he's doing. I don't really understand that, but maybe they'll explain it. But, and it's just weird. It looks really cool. It looks very strange. It's edited in a way that's pretty, it makes you think that this is going to be a pretty cool movie. And the reviews are great. And again, this is coming from Zach Kreger, I think that's how you say his name, who did Barbarian, who's also doing the new Resident Evil movie. And it looks cool, man. It looks exciting. So this will be out August 8th. Looking forward to it. I grew up loving behind the scenes looks at making of movies. And it's been kind of, disappointing to see how everything has become so CG and blue screen. I don't vouch for this movie coming up. This is Red Sonja. IGN just put a behind the scenes look. I will say though, what's cool about this is it seems that there's a lot more practical shooting going on. Obviously you see the blue screens, but there are sets that have been built. There are on-screen effects that are not put in post. The director of this made Solomon Kane, which I haven't seen, but it's kind of an R.E. Howard. I believe Solomon Kane was R.E. Howard, very Conan. And it has better critic reviews than user reviews, that movie, which is weird given it's like a B-pulpy thing that usually goes down better with audiences. But it is cool to see that they are actually shooting practically. Like, look at this set here. This is awesome. Like, this is an actual set. And then, yeah, there's the background. I haven't seen this in a very, very long time, which is super cool. And then there's the horse coming up. Watch this. Not this one, but when she's riding it, it's just stuff like that. Like, it's been a while since I've seen behind the scenes kind of magic like this. So I just wanted to share. I don't know if it's going to be a great movie, but it looks like a fun movie, if nothing else. So Red Sonja behind the scenes, IGN, they just put even this, like, it's not a huge crowd. Like I was an extra for the last Boy Scout, and we shot at Dodger Stadium for that scene, and there was like, I don't know, 200 of us, and now there's only like 50, and then they just copy paste it. But it's still pretty cool to see all the practical effects. Kind of reminds me of 80s filmmaking. So Red Sonja, what do you think? Would you like to know a new game I'm playing that I like, but I'm terrible at? This is so stupid and so bizarre, but we get some of our topics for Madhouse, our live show at night, 6:30 California time, start time, from a website called The Smoking Gun. And they have, I only discovered this, it's been going on for a little bit. They have a game where you have to match the arrestee with their alleged crime. And I am rubbish at this. I've never gotten it right. And I don't think there's a skill. Maybe somebody out there is really, really good. But like you see the people who were arrested, and then you see sort of, you have to match what they did, right? So I'm just going to guess real quick. Let's see. Fleeing law enforcement, my guess is this woman because she seems entitled. Trespassing, probably this guy because he looks old and homeless. Manslaughter, probably this guy. He looks like he doesn't give a fuck. Hit and run, grand theft. This guy is grand theft. This guy's hit and run. Here we go. I'm terrible at this. Let's see. Every single one I got wrong. Every single one. 0 out of 5 correct. Turned out this was the negligent manslaughter. This guy hit and run. This guy was trespassing, grand theft auto, and then fleeing law. I don't know anything. I'm terrible at this. Do not hire me to solve your next case because it won't go well. There you go. That's Gabbin' Games for July 30th. Consider a subscription, a membership, liking, following, sharing, telling people about the show, where you can get in a very quick clip all the video game news of the day that you need to know. Hope you're well. Hope you're safe. Nobody got hit by the tsunami. I don't think we saw a lot of deaths last night. Let's see. We definitely didn't get much going on in America, but I guess I know Russia got hit with the earthquake, but the tsunami did hit Japan, but maybe I'll have to look into this. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I don't think it was really bad in Japan, and that was assumed that it would be. Anyway, different show, different topic. This is about the games, the geek stuff. Speaking of the geek stuff, look what came from Amazon. I got my Heroes and Villains pack of Superman characters. It'll go on the back wall. Super cheap, $12 for all of these. But I just wanted toys that felt like toys and not figures. But I also, after enjoying, not as much as Superman, the Fantastic Four movie, I picked up a McFarlane statue of one of my favorite superheroes, The Thing, Benji Grimm. So, be well.